Hi everyone. Hi, welcome to the Insomnia Talk Show. I am your host, Matt Littler, and we're going to be joined by some very special guests on this stage very, very shortly. In fact, I think it's about time we welcomed our first guest onto the stage. Please welcome Mini Lad! Welcome, Mini Lad.
Thank you very much.
Take a seat.
How you guys doing?
Come a bit closer.
These are really comfortable.
It's really comfortable, isn't it? Yeah.
How much are these sofas?
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. Welcome to Insomnia.
Thank you very much. It's my first Insomnia.
Your first Insomnia. It won't be your last Insomnia.
No. This is I'm having a good time.
We want to talk about all things Mini Lad, if that's all right.
Sounds good to me. I literally talk about myself for a living, so hopefully.
Do you want to take me right back to the very start, to your first ever video that you first put out on YouTube?
First ever video, oh god. So like, basically I've been making videos since 2009, and as embarrassing as it is, my first ever channel was a surfing channel. But the kicker is I don't know how to surf.
Wow.
Yeah, so quite literally, I uploaded a video. I had like a GoPro that I put on the front of my surfboard, and it was just me falling over for 30 seconds. And that was my first ever YouTube video. And
how many views did that get?
I think maybe like a solid 7.
7 views. 7 views, everyone.
7
views.
Thank you.
That was a long time ago, and things have changed since then. When did you move from surfing to gaming?
I started in 2011. It was summer. I was still in secondary school, and obviously during the summer you get bored. You have no idea what to do. It's kind of like middle August. Everyone's like, I kind of want to go see my friends again. So I was like, hey, this YouTube thing is kind of a thing, so I'll try this. And then I set myself like, okay, I want to see if I can get myself 100 subscribers before the end of summer. And I got like 93, which isn't too bad. But the problem is, I went back and watched them actually like maybe 2 weeks ago. I can't watch them anymore.
It's difficult, isn't it? Looking back.
Bad.
I think when you, especially like hearing your own voice and seeing the things you've done, and you know what you're capable of now, looking back at your early stuff, it's tough, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well like, just sort of as you do anything long enough, you just gradually progress more and more and more, and you get better just as time goes on. So I'm watching my old videos back, and because like I edit a lot of my content, I watched them back and I could like, I could have done that little thing or that little thing or that little thing. I'm there just judging myself.
Who better to judge you than yourself?
Exactly.
So obviously, as you've just said, you edit all your own content. So as you've grown and expanded, you've expanded your skill set as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, like I use like Photoshop and Sony Vegas, which is like editing tools. And I remember when I first started out, I was like, I have no idea how to use this, and like everything was bad. There was black screens everywhere. It was a bad time, but as I edit, because I edit and I try and think, oh, it'd be cool if I did this, or it'd be cool if I did that. So once you learn how to do one thing, you're kind of like, right, I know how to do this, then I can go across and sort of do whatever from there. You do. You're right. You build your skill set.
So a lot of people here will be interested in YouTube and using it as a platform and maybe trying to find a career in it. Any advice on the technical side, on the editing side? Someone who puts out high quality content. Any advice for them? Any tips and tricks?
It's more, I think the best tip I can give sort of YouTube-wise is just consistency and being patient. Because like I was saying, like I started YouTube in 2009, so like, and it's only maybe in the last few years actually kind of blown up into whatever this much to pull out of. I still have no idea what's going on.
Crazy,
it is.
I mean, if you said to yourself in 2009, we're going to fill 3 halls at the NEC, and I'm going to be on stage being interviewed by an idiot.
Life is a very funny thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, if you look back then, looking at your channel in particular and the content that's on there, what do you think the biggest difference is? Obviously quality, but content-wise, do you feel that back then you made intuitive videos and right now you're making a different style of videos?
Well, for me, I've always just been a bit of an idiot. That's been me. Like, I tell my family, because my family are primarily like farmers, agriculture and whatnot. So like, oh, Craig, so what are you doing for a living? It's like, yeah, well, I'm making internet videos, playing video games with Americans. Their brain's just on the floor, or like they have no idea what's going on. So like, basically what they come to me is, so you're still making money, Craig? Yep. End conversation.
That's fine. Yeah. And I'm not up doing agriculture. I'm just in a warm room making stuff. Yeah.
Well, like, I used to record videos on my shed.
Well,
Which, as far as audio goes, I was using my laptop mic, my laptop webcam. It was a bad time. And that's why, like, when I watch my old stuff back, I'm just like, what was I doing?
it's not. I remember chatting to Syndicate, and he was saying that he remembers his first sort of streaming rig. And it was a laptop that he'd saved up for weeks to buy, and then a little Elgato unit, and he cobbled it all together with old wires and things, and now it's all sort of done for him. Are you enjoying that sort of same success?
Mine's exactly the same thing, where I started out on a really bad, I actually said this in one of my videos, I started off on a really bad laptop, and I remember, because I was still at secondary school at the time, I would come home, record a video for an hour, let the video render for like 6, and then uploading the video, because my internet was so bad, took 15 hours. So by the time I went to bed, woke up, went to school, and then the next day when I came home, I was finally able to upload it. And now it's like, the setup I have, it's like 3 monitors, like the computer is an absolute beast. I could probably, I don't know, part-time at NASA from the computer.
Right, okay.
And like even Syndicate itself, like I gave him, when I was living over in LA, like I actually gave him my desk, which is like it's honestly, I would say the desk is probably, if you put these 2 couches together, it's just huge.
Well, let's talk about that. So you went from the UK over to the USA.
Yes.
What brought that about, for anyone who doesn't already know?
Yeah, so I moved out to LA in January, and if anybody who watches my videos, I play a lot of videos with my friends, and because they're all out in America and Canada and all those, so like I was waking up at, even now, I wake up at 8 p.m. and I would sort of go on through the night and then go to sleep at like 10 a.m. just to try and play with the Americans.
Right.
So for me, being able to go over there, I can actually have somewhat of a life. And like I can wake up at 10 a.m. It's like, hey, look, the sun. I haven't seen you in years. Which is, honestly, it's actually quite bad, because obviously around here, it's January and February, you don't really see the sun that much. I didn't see the sun for 2 months straight last year.
Right, well that's
worrying.
not good for your health.
No.
Is that rickets or scurvy or something? It's an old disease, isn't it?
Yeah, regardless, I probably wouldn't have lasted long.
All right. Yeah, so basically the reason you made the transition to the US was a time zone thing.
Yes.
Bit of advice going forward, don't start playing with the Australians then, because then that'll just be even worse.
Yeah.
Even worse. But you're back now, you've come back. Mm-hmm. So that's now not an issue, or it still is an issue?
Oh, no, it's still an issue.
Still an issue.
Because I came back, I was living by myself in America, and then I came back to live with my parents again. And what they did, they were like, oh, you're coming back here. Okay, we're just going to shove you in, like, do you ever, the utility room? You know the room behind the utility room that's just kind of like used for, like, I don't know, like a Christmas tree or like junk or whatever? They're like, just go in there and just live for a while. So like, thanks, Dad.
What, have they rented your room out?
No, they haven't rented my room out. They just basically said, we're just going to stick you in the back room so you're not really in the way as such. So
okay.
I was like, oh, that's really nice of you.
It's quite difficult moving out of your parents' house, having your own space, doing your own thing, then going home. Does your mum sort of nag you a bit?
My mom loved it. Mom was like, oh, I'm so happy to see you again. I'm like, oh, gee.
Oh, come on.
Apart from the one nice thing is every few hours she comes in and brings me a cup of tea. So I'm like, all right, this isn't actually too bad.
Have you been allowed to bring the coat curtains into your mum's house?
The coat curtains. I don't know. For anybody who doesn't know, basically, like, when I was 8 years old, my parents bought me these coat curtains. Literally, like, really bad curtains with Coca-Cola written all over them. And then because they were in the background of my videos, everyone's like, oh my God, the Coca-Cola curtains are the best thing ever. And I'm like, out of everything for someone to like, my curtains. And now everyone's like, oh, you're going home. Like, when I was coming back, everyone's like, oh, you're going back to the curtains and everything. I'm like, out of everything to kind of like make into a thing for someone, curtains.
Curtains, mate. Curtains.
Just curtains.
The strangest things, the strangest
Exactly.
things. So you do a lot of vlogging as well, don't you?
Yeah, well, I've sort of do a lot. Primarily before I was multiplayer videos, just sort of playing games, obviously playing games and whatnot. So we're all here. But I started to do a series called Ask Mini, which is it's kind of like the highly edited vlogs, but I try and like do like little skits in them and whatnot, and basically just, as I've been doing, make an idiot out of myself. And that's actually turned out to be sort of my most popular series as of right now, which is, for me, because I was always, everyone has insecurities, and so like I never used to put my webcam in my videos and whatnot, and then to go that into vlogs, everyone's like, oh, but what if my hair, or what if my skin, or little tiny insecurities, and then the fact that it's actually grown to the point where it's actually my most popular series, I'm like, all right, I can roll with this.
Which do you prefer then, vlogging or the gaming content?
Honestly, it's two different worlds completely. One is very more personal, like, hey, this is what I do, this is what I'm doing in my life. Or you got the other side, which is, hey, let me pretend to be this army guy in this game or something like that. So it's one's very roleplay and one's very personal. So it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both.
But talking about, you said the success of the vlogging channel. Do you think that's representative of the sort of interest of the YouTube audience now? That people are they're wanting a bit more of an in-depth look at you?
Yes.
Do you think that is popular because of the gaming stuff, or would that have been popular anyway?
I think it's a bit of both. People, when they watch my stuff, because it's like highly edited, as I said, it's not really just like raw, uncut me. And people are like, oh, who's the guy behind the camera? So in a way, it's people getting to figure out who I am, which again, sort of talking about me, even right now, is still weird. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, why would anybody want to care about me, you know? But at the same time, I also got like a new audience coming in where it's like, all they know is me and they don't watch the gaming stuff. So it's weird how kind of like both of them mingle together to kind of create sort of the community that I have.
Do you find the two fan bases react to things differently?
Yes. It's funny the way vloggers are very like, oh, that's very nice of you, oh, you did this, and I really like that part, whilst the gaming side is like, F you, you do this, why are you doing that for? And they get really angry and defensive, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Different strokes, yeah.
Yes.
You're not alone on the stage. We've got someone who's going to come and join you. Guys and girls, give a huge round of applause for Jessie Mexican.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Take a seat, my friend. Take a seat.
Oh, you're here.
Oh, you're here too, wow.
That's crazy that you're here.
Jessie Mexican.
Hello.
We've got him, ladies and gents. It's his first time in the UK, and he's here at Insomnia.
My
Round of
first time.
applause for your first time in the UK.
Having a good time. It's fun.
What was your hit list while you're in the UK?
My hit list? Well, I knew I was going to be here, so I planned to be around the event and stuff like that. But I needed to get fish and chips, which I did. Actually, from back there.
Did you like
pretty
them?
good.
Right,
What?
okay.
Did I like what?
Fish and chips.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
I mean, I've had it before, but I've never had, like
But from
English.
a chippy.
Yeah, from a chippy. Is that what they're called? Chippy?
Chippy, yeah, chippy.
Okay.
Yes, for the chippy. Chippy tea. Have you had a chippy tea?
What's that?
A chippy tea.
What's that? What's
It's
that?
when you eat your evening meal from the chippy.
Oh.
There's nothing better than a chippy tea. If you get home from school and mum says, chippy tea tonight, yes!
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good thing.
Huh. No, it was pretty good.
We're going to sort you a chippy tea.
What's that?
We're going to sort you a chippy
Okay,
tea.
we'll do it. We'll do it. But it was good. They still haven't sorted me with like a proper cup of tea, like English tea. Because I told
tried.
him that I like Earl Grey tea and stuff like that. I'm like, I drink like Twinings or whatever. And he was just like, it's garbage.
No,
it's horrible.
A good solid cup of PG tips.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it needs to be about that big as well.
Yeah.
A good pint of tea.
Gets you nice and wired.
Yep. Good pint of tea. So a cup of tea, fish and chips.
Yeah.
Pub?
I'm going to be in London. I'm spending one day in London. So that'll be cool. Just kind of meeting up with some other friends that do, Twitch and stuff like that. And they're going to show me around. We'll do maybe some touristy stuff, but mainly I just like go to like a pub, have a pint, see some local stuff, maybe see little sights and stuff. But
He's turning into one of us already.
is there stuff I should see, or is there things that I should try that I haven't?
You should definitely check out the Insomnia game. Oh, you're here. All right, okay, that's cool.
the plug.
Yeah, plug. Joking aside, thanks for coming all this way. It means a lot to everyone who's come to see
Yeah,
you.
no, I'm super
and
happy
I
to
know
be
that you're very busy. You do a lot of videos, and you're known as the man of many voices.
Yeah, people know me as a guy that does silly voices and stuff like that.
One in particular is sort of
Yeah.
has put you in the map. We've all seen the video. Should we go a bit Actors Studio with this?
What's that?
Should we go a bit Actors Studio with this?
Maybe. Yeah, go for it.
Is Morgan Freeman in the room?
Yeah, I do believe he is here. How are you doing?
Brilliant, brilliant. I wanted that to happen on stage. Yeah, round of applause, brilliant. That's one of those moments, though, in a gaming video, I think. That's why people love YouTube and love watching gaming on YouTube. Those magic moments, they're not rehearsed. That just happened.
Yeah, that we were talking about it before. Like, it's just a thing that happened with any other gaming session, and we were just being silly, and then, CNNers is like, can you pretend to be Morgan Freeman hunting me down? And I'm like, well, I do have a knife. And,
I mean, and as well, it happening on one of CNN's videos. That guy's been around since year dot, and then you've come in and done that.
Yeah.
All that cross-pollination, and looking at, obviously, you've got the US contingent when you guys all get on and you game together, and then you're merging with the UK. I mean,
Yeah.
YouTube is a universal platform now, really, isn't it?
Is it a universal platform?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially like Minnie and Dahi and Jack and all those dudes. Like, I never would have met them if it wasn't for YouTube, and just you kind of just meet people through friends of friends and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, you like playing these games too? Cool. Like, yeah, if you want to play some time, hit me up.
It's like that common sort of thing.
You find people with that commonality, like similar interests, and like you can riff off them really well.
You like make videos and you like video games. We're like best friends already.
Already, yeah, we've got the same interests.
Hey.
But then your fan base also share the same interests.
Exactly, yeah.
So how important is that interaction between, UK fans, US fans? How important is it to try and service all the different, because each country's got its own personality, right?
Yeah, true. It does, yeah. Like I said, this is the first time I've been here, so it's been really, really cool to meet all the UK fans and viewers and stuff like that. Because I know they've always been out there, and they've always said, like, come out sometime to the UK, because I've never had the ability or the reason to come out here, and then I got invited to come out here, and I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. But
can you do a UK voice, a UK accent?
badly. I make fun of my friend Utoric a lot. I was like, oh, that's lovely, that's great, that's fantastic. Like,
Fantastic.
doing like silly, like,
Very good. Very good, yeah. Very good.
Yeah, but honestly, what I found about people from the UK, when other people attempt to do like their British accent, it's like, it better be spot on. Otherwise, people are gonna just be like, yeah, that doesn't sound anything like us at all. Like,
Very true, very
but
true.
when people try to do an American accent, I'm like, yeah, it sounds pretty good.
It's
not too bad.
It's stereotypical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you try and do an English accent, you're not going to go from like in the Newcastle Geordie accent. That's not the first accent you come from.
Exactly.
It's more like a posh kind of English accent.
Yeah.
There are a lot of English accents as well.
Yeah.
There
That's
are
the
a lot
thing,
of
yeah,
American
there's a lot of-
accents.
yeah.
But that map's much bigger.
Yeah.
I think it's easier for us to just
There's
pick
a lot of, like,
generic
subsets.
Brooklyn, New York. You can. Not that was a good one. Anyway. Not just YouTube for you though. You stream a lot.
Yeah.
Stream a lot.
Yes.
Like 7, 10 hours a day.
Yeah, it can go that way. Sometimes you accidentally do a 12-hour stream. You're like, I haven't eaten.
Yeah, I haven't eaten, I haven't slept, I haven't been out of the house. How hard is it to have a life and do that?
I realized early on, because I've been doing like online content for like 5-6 years now. You realize in the first few years, at least I did anyways, that I needed to have separation. I needed to have a break. So I take weekends off typically. I don't work on Saturday, Sunday, and that's dedicated to just whatever I want to do. Maybe I'll go hiking with my dog, or I'll hang out with my friends and do whatever that's just not gaming. You know what I mean? Like go out and be social, that kind of thing. And that's really important for somebody that, and it's what I've said to a lot of other content creators, and they ask me about that, like, how do you do that? And like, it's really important because we have jobs that are so easy for it to not feel like work. It's fun, right? You're enjoying yourself. There are work aspects of it, like, editing, like I'm sure you know, editing and stuff like that, and the post-production. But when you're recording, and especially when you're streaming, like, you enjoy it. You don't realize you're going for 6-8 hours. You lose track of time. So you gotta have that separation, at least in my opinion. I think it helps you prevent being burnt out, and then your content suffers if you're burnt out. So
what's like an average 24 hours like then?
What's that?
What's an average 24 hours like for you guys?
For me, I try to get up. I try to get up at a reasonable time. It doesn't always happen, but
Mine's nowhere near reasonable though.
Yeah, I'll get up.
Wake up when people are going to
We'll
bed.
say I get up in the morning,
Okay.
early afternoonish, whatever, and I try to like knock out YouTube stuff. I'll ping people and see who's around, who wants to record some stuff, and do a little recording session depending on who's around. It'll be some, or if it's just single player stuff, maybe an hour, maybe 2. And then I'll, attack emails, see what's up, see who's pinging me about such and such event like Insomnia or whatever. And then around like 5 or 6, sometimes 7, depending on the day. That's usually when I go live stream and stuff like that. I'll tweet it out, upload a video saying I'm live streaming, and go from there.
Before you've live streamed, you've already done a few hours normal stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff.
Is it like an addiction?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's sad. I mean, at a base level, we all like attention. Whether or not we admit it, we like it. Like, you know what I mean? So YouTubers are people, and like Twitch people are just people that, at least I'm speaking for the both of us, we enjoy being silly. And it just so happened that people like our brand are kind of silly,
The best way to put it.
Yeah. So like early YouTube days, like I just told my viewers that I had, obviously it was much smaller than it is now, but if you guys keep watching, I'll keep making stuff. So they kept watching, and I kept making stuff. and it satisfies a need for me, and just a creative, being able to be entertaining and all that. It satisfies that. So it is, in that way, it's addictive, yeah.
Well, I think that's a nice place for us to wrap up our chat. Thanks for joining us on stage. Thanks for being a part of the Insomnia Talk Show. Played us into the commercial break. We've got Ellie Gould. No, we've not got Ellie Gouldy. Guys, thanks for watching. Can we have a huge round of applause for Jessie Mexican and Mini Lab? Got another Insomnia Talk Show tomorrow at the same time. Guys, you've been great contestants. You're welcome back on the show anytime.
I love that music. I want to hear that again.
Yes, thank you very much. Cheers. Cheers, guys. Thanks, everyone. We're back in about half an hour, so we'll see you then, guys. Thanks very much.